Good morning. Welcome to Alpha Omega's Secret Magic of Christ, opening the Treasuries of Light. We're coming to you live from halfway between Death Valley and Las Vegas. You can see the light is really spectacular this morning.
It's amazing this morning, Leslie.
It really is. Good morning, David.
I think we might actually come out here earlier tomorrow to show you the light before dawn. It's fabulous lately.
Yeah, it really has been. And the blue in the sky is just pristine. Beautiful. All right.
It's particularly cold out here this morning, guys.
Isn't that beautiful? The contrast of the golden yellow and the bright, bright blue.
This time of year, it frequently gets below freezing at night, but it can get up to 75 or 80 during the day. Yesterday we were out here playing in the sun. It was nice.
Well, it was very nice, very nice. All right, so yes.
Should be any time now.
Yes.
Our timestamp yesterday was at 6:50 a.m. Today we are at 6:46, so we have about 4 minutes.
Oh, good. That gives everyone an opportunity to get their baseline. And by getting your baseline, I mean, what does your body feel like right now in this moment? You know, your physical body is your most important magical tool because it lets you know when what you're doing is actually working.
It's your major organ of perception.
Indeed it is. The skin weighs 15 pounds and is the largest organ of the body, in fact. And your skin is how magical information is communicated.
Especially with the God Force. The most difficult thing to communicate to people is that this energy that the Taoists call Chi, that the Tantrics called Kundalini, that here in the West we call Lux, and here at Alpha Omega, for lack of a better word, we actually call God Force,
yes,
is really all the same energy, and it is physical. It flows through your energetic body and you can feel it, just like you can feel your skin.
So take a moment now to feel into your body. See if you can feel all 15 pounds of your skin.
For those of you, it's getting very, very close here. Very, very close.
I think because of the dip in the mountain, we're actually going to be early this time.
Could be.
As the horizon line changes, so does the sunrise time.
Yeah, actually at certain times becomes earlier instead of later from the next day this time of year, even though we're headed into the darkest night of the year. That's coming up very, very quickly first. By the way, for those of you who may not know it, this Christmas holiday comes from the birth of Sol Invictus in ancient Rome. It was also celebrated as Yule in the Scandinavian countries. All of these traditions are a variation on the winter solstice ritual, which is the most ancient form, actually.
Yes, in fact, Stonehenge itself was built around the winter solstice.
That's right. And you know, here at Columnhenge we celebrate that also, and you notice we have some of the same alignments that they have at Stonehenge here at Columnhenge.
Yes, we do, and that is, in fact,
quite deliberate by Leslie. We happen to have an archaeologist who was here on the project of Columnhenge here in Alpha Omega Temple. We ought to call it Alpha Omega Hermitage. We're here alone so much. We make it a point to stay in our magical retreat and away from people as much as possible.
Here it comes, I think.
So as not to queer our results. That's why they call it a magical retirement. A magical retirement doesn't mean you're going to retire. It means that you pull back somewhat from the world while you're doing a magical operation extended over a period of time.
Thank you. I'm sure a lot of people were curious about that.
Oh. I'm sure there are a lot of people. Oh, we're getting really, really close here.
I believe it's going to start any second now.
For those of you who might be here for the first time, we will shortly be performing a ritual called the opening of the Treasury of Light. This ritual is purported to have been transmitted originally by Jesus to his disciples. comes from very, very early Christianity in Egypt.
I think that's sunrise right there.
There we go. Timestamp, we'll call it 6:50 again.
He is risen. All hail the sun, source of all life on this earth.
The visible sun is the dispenser of light to the earth. May the invisible light of the Spirit shine on us from above.
Visualize yourself as the tree of life. Throw your branches high up into Alpha sky. Drive your roots down deep into Omega earth. I call on you in the east, Alpha. I call on you in the west, Omega. I call on you in the north, Alpha. I call on you in the south, Omega.
Alpha
Omega.
And lo, I saw a great wonder in heaven. 3 mighty angels, armed with flaming swords, which turn in every direction, guarding the gateway to the Tree of Life, guarding the gateway to the Treasury of Light. O mighty angels, stand aside, for I open the gateway to the Treasury of Light. Stand aside. Moksaiae Caesars and Lazazer. And having entered into the treasury, I saw 3 more angels, guardians of the Treasury of Light from within. Stand aside, for I know your names, left to us by the Master Jesus. Lazae Waeza Thozoea. And there are 12 heads in his treasury. These are the names which are in the places, rulers of the treasury, when they sing praises to my Father, so that he gives light power unto them. Here in the east we see the mighty ruler, Tauzazwe. Aeroseo. Almighty angel, Thozias. Stand aside as we enter into the place of the Father, Almighty angel. Phopsoses. Oesahopsas. Ozoaia. Eauzae. Thehozoa. Berosa esa. Eizae. Zeizeus. Uaezeas. And thus we came into the midst, into the place of the treasury of the Father of the Treasury of Light, from which light power streams, emanated through him by my Father, shining through each of the emanations, through each of the dimensions, from the luminous dimension inside of Starfire to the material dimension on Earth and all the material planets of our universe. I invoke you, O Father of the Treasury of Light, by your powerful name, left to us by Jesus the Master. May the divine light descend upon us all. May all who thirst for the body of life, all who thirst for the waters of life, all whose energetic bodies thirst for the God Force energy, be filled to overflowing with this living God Force energy, the essence of life itself. For man does not live by bread alone, but by the Spirit of God Force streaming through the entire galaxies. And in that hour, when death comes calling, may we shed our physical body like a snake sheds its skin, and not return eternally to this planet to be incarnated again and again in servitude to the system ruling this planet. But may we instead rise like the phoenix through the treasuries of light into the luminous dimension inside Starfire, the kingdom of my Father. So mote it be.
So mote it be. And now, take a moment to again feel into your body. We have done some very powerful magical work here together today. Feel how your skin feels. Take special note of any changes that you feel. You remember how you felt at the beginning, and now checking in, how have you changed? How has this magical rite changed the energetic sensations on your skin? That is truth, that is power, and that is your birthright as a human being. Magic is power, and it comes from the sun.
The sun, the moon, the stars are but the visible reflection of the divine power which flows through the entire universe, the living God Force energy. I'm Esoteric Christian Bishop David Griffin, and with me is Witch Queen Leslie McQuade. And this is the opening of the Treasury of Light from the lost magic of Jesus Christ. We are bringing it back to life once again. We are reviving this ancient and pristine magical system for the liberation, the salvation of mankind. We are bringing it back from having been suppressed by the church for 2,000 years. The time has come for the magic of light to return.
Until we have the pleasure of each other's company again, may the God force run strong within you. And, as always, may your magics work better than expected.